All right, so as we start this game, be careful not to float it, Gavin, because then it's anybody's ball. But Jaden, if you can make contact, like your forearm up against Hunter, so you catch this clean. But Hunter hits it, and that's a turnover. All right, and way to get down floor, easy bucket. All right, so as we bring it down back down the court, we gotta remember how to close out. So watch Blake right here. He does a really good job of communicating. You can see him back here. He's pointing, Hunter, he's pointing at you to guard the corner because there's somebody corner. So he goes back to playing defense. That's your job to make sure you guard corner now. All right, but even though he pointed, you didn't pay attention to what he was saying. And now Bronson's wide open. All right, so you got to do a better job of knowing where to be. If the ball's on this side of the court, you should be here. If it's on that side of the court, you're either going to be in the paint or opposite box like you just did. And so now we let Bronson line it up for a wide open shot. So we got to get out that phase of playing the junior high style of zones where you could stay on the boxes. All right, so here we make the exact same mistake. All right, now here's something to think about. If Blake is outside of Jaden, he could screen in, and then y'all could skip past it straight to Hunter. But nonetheless, Ryan makes a quick decision, and Jaden, when the ball gets here, isn't in this area. So we got to do better at learning how to play the bottom of the zone because that's a wide open look again. All right, and you just can't get guys those type of looks. Here are a couple things, offense and defensively. I don't think the ball moves enough from side to side, but like right here, Hunter, you got to be careful not to run up. That's Blake's coverage. If he scores from there, we get on Blake, so you're putting yourself in a bad position. Bronson, know when to stop. Nobody's right here. All right, I like that Jashawn's pointing you out. Right, hey, y'all got to get cornered, but stop in space. You can't just be a robot and run to the corner just because that's the play. All right. But now you catch it out here, you pass up a shot, Hunter. So you see how you're in a closeout position because of where you came from? Now, when the ball goes here, Blake, that probably is your coverage, and Colin could get middle. All right. Because right now you're not guarding anybody. All right. Jashawn's doing a good job here. Ryan should be like right in between these two so he could guard the block, which is Gavin if he runs there, and this top guy. All right. So, like, because y'all are in bad position, Blake's on the elbow for some reason. Now that's a wide open shot for Alex, and y'all don't want to give that up. All right, another thing to think about, nothing wrong with the shot Alex took, but I do want you to recognize when they're in bad guarding position, if we pass it here, Ryan has to guard Aiden. Aiden throws one more pass, Gavin will be wide open. All right, so there's a better shot than the one you took, even though that was pretty open and it's makeable. So Aiden, when you get this ball, right, it's gonna miss and pop out to you. You know all the people are here and they're going to run behind you. So crossing over middle is going to get a tap behind like it does. All right, so you got to be have a better court awareness about that. All right, now I would like for the ball to move quicker. Ryan holds it a little longer than I'd like with dribbles. The reason Colin can't throw it is because Hunter, when you get the ball, I mean, when you're here, you're not available. He'd have to throw it over people to get to you, and you need to be standing about right here so it could be a pass on the line. So Colin can't just swing it. He has to wait, dribble, and then throw it to create an angle. So like know how to space the floor. This is a good entry pass. Blake does a great job. That's a wide open look for Ryan he needs to make. But Blake did really good in the middle of this game. He's gonna have a ton of more plays moving forward in this video. All right, so Xander, you see Blake's actually making contact with Alex. You can't really see because Bronson's in the way. But when you do throw it to him, one, don't dribble at him to throw it. But two, know where space is. This guy, Gavin, helps up. He bounces it to you. All you need to do is position yourself to score a layup. He gets it to you, and you're seeing ghosts, people that aren't there. That's a layup, and you dribble out. So we got to know when we get middle, once it comes from middle, we want to be pretty aggressive. All right, Ryan, good job at hitting middle. All right, another good shot. Like y'all can live if these are the shots y'all are gonna shoot all day. You can live with that. All right, so good way to look middle before y'all took a random 3-point shot because that's higher percentage. So this is a good one because right, if everybody faces out, there's middle. What we got to learn to do, and I want everybody to learn from this, is not just Jaden, is don't take a dribble and not go anywhere. So he has the ball, dribble for no reason, right? He didn't even go anywhere, just pivot and turn. And if you pivot and turn, you probably would see Bronson. So Bronson, you got to do a better job at cutting the space. It's okay to get a three, but I'm pretty sure you shoot about 90% from right there in front of the rim. So if you cut, you're in a position for a rebound, and if you pass it to you, you're probably going to make that shot 90% of the time. This one's a 35% shot. So he shoots it anyway, but guess who should have been in that block right here? All right, so you got to see the court first of all, Jaden. Don't just shoot it just because you're in the middle. You got to have vision. But when the ball goes up, Bronson, you should be in that area because you should have cut the space. So that's where you got to grow in. This is a great finish here. Body up, cross step, especially when you're bigger than a player, right at the basket. That's good. That's good. Good O right there. Way to get it ahead too. All right, very next possession. I think this is growth right here, Bronson. Hunter's closing out, right foot forward, which means you attack his right foot, right, and make him drop step so you see his hips have to turn. The only problem is you're playing the game in a U, and you should be playing in a V, and then you could cut him off and have a much easier layup. All right, so since you go in a U, he probably fouled you. But here's another thing to keep note, right, and we've said it in past leagues. When you get an offensive rebound, that's the best time to shoot a three. All right, so now he gets this board. Look where everybody's looking after offensive board, inside. Look at 1, 2, 3 guys wide open. Best time to shoot a three. You're by yourself, wide open. All right, so just keep that in mind as y'all move forward with the league and with your own games. When y'all hear me say, to throw a pass, having to need to turn your shoulders, Kevin, this is what I mean. You catch the ball, right? You're not being a threat at the basket. So now once you do this, everybody knows you can't throw a hook shot with your left hand, right? So now you're looking right at a guy, and although Hunter's knees aren't bent ready to pounce, since your shoulders are turned, it's so soft of a pass, he just runs right through it. All right, so you're just gifting him a fast break opportunity. Another quick movement of the ball. Blake gets it. We got spacing. I'd rather Colin be right here in this space so he can get him the ball, and then he's wide open for a shot. All right, but that's a quick 0.5 decision by Blake. All right, and so the same thing here, Aiden, as you get the ball, you do a pro hop move, but I would rather you hop to space right here and then go up and maybe get fouled or a layup. All right, at least it gets on the rim, but when you throw it in panic, now it's just a turnover going the other way. So just know when to attack and when not to. All right, another good play. Again, Blake's in the paint. Ooh, this is one of y'all's better rotations. All right, so Hunter closes out to the corner, which is good. All right, we get a skip pass. All right, so the top row is moving, and that's a good gear change by Alex. Now, Jaden, as he drives, you want to go to space, which is right here. As he's driving, you're running behind Hunter, which now there's no pass to make to you. So you got to learn how to go to space. So he throws it where you should be, and you're running in line with Hunter, which isn't the way you want to space. All right, so you should have had an easy layup instead of an adventurous one. All right, that should have been 2 points for you. All right, so we really got to spend a lot of time on defense because most of the mishaps are happening just off understanding the principles of defense. So the ball gets thrown in here. Xander, you're at the bottom row of the 3-2. You're guarding man to man right now. There's no reason to be way over there. Nobody's going to throw it there. So now Hunter's in a position where he has to guard this guy who's close to the basket and this shooter. All right, and he does that, right? So we got to have a quick decision, which again, Bronson, you can't keep throwing this pass. It's gotten deflected multiple times. I just didn't put them all on video, but it got deflected right there because you throw the same angle pass instead of faking a pass to make a pass. But this lane is wide open. Now, I would like for Noah to recognize that this guy's open, and Xander should have been here. But if he's not there, Noah, you got to recognize that and be there. All right, so you're late, and then that layup's just too easy because you're recognizing way too late what's happening. So think of the rules. Bad defenses don't move. Good defenses move on the catch. Great defenses move on the flight of the ball. So basically, once he catches the ball, you're now moving. All right? And that's just way too late. I wouldn't even say good defenses move on the catch. I'd say average defenses do, and that's what happens to them. Don't forget that the blue line is out of bounds, not the white one. All right? So the ball gets thrown in. Hey, nobody's in position yet. These two guys are running, Colin. So unless you see a direct throw that's going to lead to a bucket, you don't need to throw this risky pass. All right, but anyway, Blake gets it out quickly, which is good. And here's another thing. Like some passes aren't worth the risk. All right, so he caught it, right? It could have been a turnover. He never had a chance to score. He just threw it right back out. So why throw it to him, right? You just took a risk of a turnover. All right, so now understand why you're successful. The reason y'all are successful is hitting middle. Now look what happens. The ball goes middle. Bronson's doing the right job at helping. And then we throw it right here to Noah, wide open shot. All right, I love those type of threes. All right, not off the dribble pull-ups. Those are good. All right, so let's catch some guys while they're good. All right, so Aiden catches the ball here. He gets a closeout. I don't know why he dribbled, right? That's a pointless dribble. You didn't get an advantage. But this guy, Xander closes out hard, and without turning your shoulders, you throw a pass to Gavin. So now Gavin's wide open. Now remember, I'm fine with you taking this three. Jaden, as he leaves you, you need to dive to this block, and if Gavin don't want to shoot it, you got to lay up. All right, so I'm fine with that. But Bronson is crashing this time, and guess what happens? Boom, he's wide open for a layup. All right, so we just got to make sure we finish those. But now you're putting yourself in a position. Now you just got to concentrate and knock it in. So let's watch what we got to grow in. Um, the ball gets here. Xander has it. Jaden, you got to watch yourself. You're on the bottom row. For some reason, Gavin's kind of helping up as well. So I think both of y'all are playing bottom row, which means there's no longer a bottom row. All right, so look at Blake. Just keep running. And since y'all are trotting, nobody's down here with Blake. We got to understand that the offense isn't going to wait for you to get in position. You got to sprint in position. The front row, y'all aren't off the hook either. You guys, if you see that the back row is still running, you guys got to drop because layups are easier than threes. And you got to drop. And like, so Alex should be here taking away Blake because he's the last guy back until they get back so they don't have this layup. So transition defense, although on this court we don't get to practice a ton, that's something we really, really got to grow in as well because those are easy buckets. All right, so here's a quick understanding. This is a good skip pass. So because of that, Brunson's wide open. All right, so 80% of shots are gonna bounce and go over the rim, which means that's considered the hot spot. All right, most possessions you want to, if you're crashing hard, you want to send two people to the hot spot, probably Gavin and maybe even Aiden, depending on how good of a rebounder he is. All right, and look, y'all are standing still. One, two. How many rebounds are y'all gonna get out here? So do a one or two things. If you're a smaller player, like Noah or somebody, then you can run back in transition defense, so at least they're not scoring a basket like they just did with Blake. But if you're in the corner, that's a great time to crash the weak side glass and get a board. All right. So we just got to do better at doing that. And Xander, when you get the ball, you got to do a bust out drill. You're doing these crab dribbles and stuff like that. You got to bust out and get up court. All right. So good hands right there, Jaden. All right. And it's funny as I say that we swing the ball. Noah hits middle, and because we hit middle, somebody on the bottom row has to collapse. It's Gavin. So now Xander's wide open as Gavin came to help. All right, and he's wide open. But look, what I just say? Most rebounds are going to go wet over the rim. All right, so now they have two people crashing. Most kids are going to do what Jaden does and not find a body, just look at the ball. So Hunter comes right behind him. Rebound. All right, and now they get another possession at the rim. All right, we just can't turn it over. You got to put it on the glass. Put it on the rim. All right, so y'all heard me say this in practice on Thursday. I said, hey, when they're in a one something something, so 1-2-2, we're in or a 3-2, whichever odd number. We can't have our point guard at the top because no communication has to be had. Colin knows he's guarding Xavier, and then Noah knows he's guarding Xander, and this guy guards the corner. So look, you're not in between anybody. So Noah has Xander, all right, and then when the ball gets passed to the corner, there's no confusion. So what happens is, like, it's basically man to man. So you have to offset that. So this was just a bad position. So Xavier, when you get the ball up here, you got to make sure you get in a domino. So you need to be standing here. So earlier in the game, there was confusion between Blake and Colin on who was going to guard here, right? And they messed up. So you need to stand here, and then Xander would stand in this pocket. All right, but y'all aren't making them think because you're used to bringing it up the middle of the court. And against this zone, that's not how you're going to attack it. All right, so they get the board and they're bringing it down. Now, this is what we're going to establish. What's a good shot? Remember the acronym ROB. Are you in range? Are you open? Are you balanced? So right now, I think you are in range. It'd be a quick shot, but you know, you're in range and you're open and you seem to be balanced. But then we dribble and then we take this shot. So yes, you're in range, but you're no longer open and you're slightly balanced. But all three have to be true for you to take this shot. So you take a contested shot and guess where it goes? Weak side to that. So when you know where the rebound should go, most of the times we got to do a hard time crashing. I want to see more boards, more rebounds on that weak side next time we have a game because now y'all know the rules. All right, and this is how what it's called. This is the hot spot, the opposite side of the rim. Cover is gonna be like right in the middle, right? And then short is gonna be straight on, but short. Most rebounds are gonna go to the hot spot. As I was watching this possession started off bad because it started off the same as the other. Xavier's at the top of the key and not in domino. All right, so we get the ball here. We get it down low, which is a good sign. Once you get a paint touch, it usually opens it up against zones. All right, Brevin throws it. Now, Matt, if you have it in you to kind of know once I catch this pass to throw this one, I know it's a kind of an errant pass, then we're wide open with Felix right here. Felix did a good job of running to space. So he's standing there. He's just waiting on somebody to make a play for him. All right, but then Xavier fixes it. He dribbles over to Domino, which now gives him a better passing angle to throw it middle. All right, he does need somebody to get high with him, but look at this pass. Great touch. Only he can get it. And now we just got to score the layup, Matt. All right. And Brevin, when you get it, you got to go towards the basket. Part of that's footwork and balance, but you're on your heels and you're fading away when you need to be going at the basket scoring a layup. All right, so really focus on that footwork stuff. All right, again, know why you're being successful. And just remember, listen, if you're at the top row, you're probably not going to score a ton against this style of defense. Your job is just to make good entry passes like Noah does here. Fake a pass, throw it in. We already know once Blake catches it, something good is going to happen. All right, so now he gets it, makes multiple people guard him. Hunter should have already been in the corner instead on top of, who is this right here, Xander. But what's wrong with this shot, Hunter? Like, they're waiting for you down here. And you dribble right into, like, all the traffic. All right? So in situations like that, you know, if a cut ref don't give you a foul, I don't mind it. Right? All right, so here we go. Another off the dribble pull up three. Those are going to be low percentage shots. What I would have looked for is once I'll probably take one more dribble to make Felix come to me, and I'd have threw it right here to Colin over here. He's kind of high behind Jabari. So instead of taking this shot would have been a much better play, but we got to see that. And that's why we watch film, because I want y'all to see what's open, because in the game it's tough to say, hey, Colin was open. All right, so right here, I like Xavier. I like you trying to get middle, but you're staring him down for one, and it's still really tight right now. So I would move the ball a little more, and it will, trust me, it'll open up to where it's an effortless pass. But when you throw this, look how many hands are right there. All right, so it's tough. Now, Matt, I still think you can catch that ball and squeeze it and jump over everybody and squeeze it. You just got to work on that hand-eye coordination and doing that. All right, but we don't want it to lead to turnover because we're telegraphing everything. So here, first of all, Grant, you're supposed to be deeper in the corner. You're letting the wing guy guard you. We already got who's Xander and Ryan up here. Who's this? I think that's Jashawn. He's in the corner or short corner like he should be, and so should you. All right, so you're coming from like the wing, so that's not going to be the greatest entry pass, right? So now it's congested. No, Matt isn't occupied because nobody's in the corner. So now Matt can be a disruptive person if the ball gets thrown here, and he is. All right, so you throw it there, it gets deflected. This is a great pass by Kai. We just got to finish that, Felix. So let's do a better job at knowing what entry passes to make. Another thing we'll work on Thursdays. All right. Another turnover. All right. But I like the way Orange is playing in transition. Y'all just need to consistently finish to start because we eventually want to grow into this. Watch when Ryan catches the ball. So at this point, we've worked on how to pass through a zone. We eventually want to get pretty decent at that so we can move to the next step, which is how to pass and how to dribble through one. So Ryan, even though we haven't gone through those rules yet, he actually does it. The purpose against the zone is to make two people guard you, which he does. So once you drive to look and find this middle person, it causes a lot of problems. Now you don't find them, and that's okay. But I do want y'all to know that he kind of did a phase of what we're gonna teach. So now that ball moves really quick. This is why I need the ball to move. It goes from one side to the other, and now we're asking the guys at the bottom of the zone like Matt to really move quick, and now Xander's wide open. Now, just a pop quiz, where's the ball gonna go if he's shooting from this side? To the hot spot. Okay, Jashawn is in the hot spot, just needs to take his time and make his shots. All right, play for a couple reasons. I feel like I don't know if Jabari was telling Xavier this or Xavier made his own adjustments, but now he's now in a domino, right? He's picking a side, which is good. The other thing is he's not throwing it on the first pass to Matt, which is also good because then we're gonna have a crowd. So the ball moves, which is good. Matt, you're doing a much better job at kind of sealing guys. I'd like to see your forearm against somebody, but that's good. You're diving, right? Now this is a pass we can't do every time. Put it above our head and throw it, all right? And let's back it up one more step. Once the ball goes corner, remember we said the bottom guy, which is Grant, needs to move to this block because Blake has to guard that block. So Blake guards the block, but Grant is still high and not taking away this. So what happens? Boom. So so Grant's out of position, they get a layup. So we got to make sure we learn to do that stuff consistently. We'll work harder on defense on Thursday. All right, this is a good play, even though I missed it. I'm gonna show it anyway because I want y'all to see how you're supposed to sit in space. So Blake has the ball, which probably means a good play is gonna happen at this point. And Jashawn sprints to space, right? And he kind of found a pocket, right? So while Blake has the ball, he's Jashawn is standing in this pocket. He stays long enough to stay there, and now he has the ball for a layup. So it was actually a really nice pass by Blake, but Jashawn did a good job at making himself available. And you got to learn to find your windows. Let's watch it one more time. All right, as that ball goes over, Jashawn sprints and he just kind of finds a window and sits in it, and then gets the shot. So good job. That's growth right there, Jashawn. Another thing, everything doesn't have to be a stat. Some stuff you just have to do your job so your team can be successful. So Matt is right here doing his job, posting up strong, looking like he really wants the ball. So what does that make Blake do? Blake's like, man, he might actually get the ball. He looks like he wants it. Jashawn's pointing at Matt. So right now our corner guys are kind of open because these two got to be occupied by how aggressive Matt looks like he wants the ball. So he doesn't even get the ball, but the ball swings quick. Blake is late on a closeout. We need a better pass, right? It's kind of away from him. But Kai gets a drive. And let's back it up one more time. When the ball goes corner, and I want y'all to see this, the backside guy of the zone on the elbow is Xander. He should be dropping because Blake has to get ball, Jashawn has to get block, Xander needs to drop and take that away. All right, so right now the backside is open because Xander's still in no man's land. All right, and then we end up with the ball right in front of the rim. Matt just got to finish his shots. Now, Jashawn, this is a good rebound, and all you post watch this. But what you don't do is pull it in. The ball is away from your body, still away from your body, and it's still. So if anybody comes and hits that ball, you don't have it. You're supposed to chin it like we practice and then throw your ball. So grow in that. All right, I want to see more strong rebound. This is good too. All right, so Jaden's kind of playing more of a post, so he's posting up, which means he's still occupying people even though he's not at the middle, and that's okay. All right, but this is what I want y'all to see. So because he occupied Jashawn so long and posting him up, Jashawn's now sprinting out. This needs to be a fake a pass, make a pass, because Jaden is open, but there's a deflection because you only throwing above your head. All right, and guys aren't going to move their hands. Now, Gavin should just cut to space. This is a taught skill, people. We got to cut to space and make sure we get the layup. But you see, you're backing up, Gavin, instead of crashing. And if he throws it to you, that's a layup. If he misses a layup, that's your rebound. All right, so we got to do a better job at that. All right, good finish there, Jaden. All right, Grant, if you're dribbling it up, you need to either send a guy down to the corner, if that's what your coach is going to allow you to do, or pass it and you run to the corner. But you don't want to crowd it up and stay high. Now we got 1, 2, 3, and we've never run an offense like that. But Jashawn is in his right spot, and so is Blake, so it's kind of going to work out. Blake catches it middle. Now, there's a big crowd, but he pro hops for space. I do like that you're starting to cut, Grant. He pro hops, and he's the smallest guy within like the guys down there. Pump fakes and then goes and gets a foul. All right. So like just understand the value in that. All right. That you don't have to go up on your first try. You can pump fake, get him in the air, and now you're at the free throw line. For this because I want y'all to see all these Statue of Liberty plays. We call that when you put the ball above your head. You can't shoot, you can't drive because you're standing straight up. You only can pass, and everybody knows it, so they deflect the ball. The only passing angle can't be coming from above your head or your chest. You got to learn to throw passing angles from different ones. So here's Brunson. When he gets the ball back, deflection. All right, gets it again. All right, Jaden gets over his head, deflection, deflection, and then it kind of bobbles into people's hands. We got to have different passing angles. All right, and Gavin just kind of throws it wherever. All right, so it's just a bunch of turnovers because of the basic skills, passing and catching. All right, so we just can't look so sloppy because we lack the fundamental skills of passing and catching. And when I say passing, I don't mean just getting it to somebody accurately. I mean with the defender on you, passing around with a bounce pass, knowing to throw a push pass, knowing when to throw over the top pass. That takes training. You don't just play and figure that stuff out. So some of y'all need to do more training so you know what these passes are. And even if you're not good at them, you know why they're getting deflected. And a lot of y'all don't train enough to know why things are happening on the court, which means you can't correct them. All right, so I'm putting this because this is how basketball should look. All right, so look how quickly this ball moves. 0.5 decisions everywhere. Boom, Hunter, quick decision. Colin, quick decision, swing. He's wide open for a shot, but because of all the chaos and the player movement that it causes, it puts the defense in bad rebounding position. Well, actually, they're in good rebounding position despite the ball movement, but at the same time, it makes it tough to finish plays. So Gavin should look at Hunter. Never does. So he's in like a box out position, but he doesn't know where this defender's coming from. All right, and because of that, Hunter's crashing the hot spot, causes chaos, and boom, right? Just by crashing the boards and creating adversity, that made the ball bounce way out here and he get it. All right, so I want y'all to see what ball movement does. It allows for better, stronger possession. So now Blue gets another shot at the basket just because of ball movement and just because Hunter crashed. All right, it's the little things. Everything doesn't have to be a stat. This is a statless stat that matters. This is the last one, but again, I want y'all to see this because we need to fix it. All right, when y'all see us drilling these boring drills of fake a pass, make a pass, I want y'all to know why. Because Jaden is wide open. Bronson, you just got to make that pass. It gets deflected and stolen. So when we do those drills, I'm gonna be really upset if we're not taking them serious because this is obviously a problem, right? We've lost 2 or 3 possessions on just passing. All right, I'm gonna put this for 2 reasons. One, this is how we eventually teach it. This is one of the ways how you want to penetrate the zone. And then 2, this is knowing what pass to make when. All right. So Alex gets the ball, he catches it, goes by his guy. So now he sees Jashawn help up the court. All right. So that tells him he's gonna throw an over the top pass already. All right. And that's the perfect play to make. Jaden's right at the rim. He needs to have better footwork to either draw the foul and finish. But this is how I want y'all to look at these league games. Look at them to get yourself better. All right, because we really don't. Like next week, we're not even going to remember who won the game. All right, so now this is a rep. He's learning to throw the pass. All I want you to do is your job. All right, I don't want him to practice bad basketball and fake a pass and through this whoop-de-whoop layup. Just make the right play. If he misses, he misses. And he got better from making that read. All right, so that's hear me talking about, after you get offensive rebound, great time to shoot a 3. Well, guys that create penetration can do that too. So again, let's back it up just a second. So because Jaden is like posting up and occupying Jashawn, um, this is making Jashawn have to run and close out, which makes it a lot easier to go by him because he has, different responsibilities. So now we could count that as a close paint touch. The purpose of good zone defense is to make 2 people guard you. Well, he makes 1, 2, 3 people guard him. And now when we kick it out, he's wide open. And we got options. Here's what I like. Ball in the air, you're in the air, Alex. Alex good enough to take that shot. If it's not there, 1 extra pass. And again, who created all this? Right there, Aiden. All right, so wide open shot because of either hidden middle or driving and getting to the paint or offensive boards. All 3 of those things, you got to know that's what makes you successful. All right, we got one more clip. All right, Colin, this is when I was getting on you, telling you let your guys get in position. All right, so now, first of all, you see Bronson, his momentum's going this way. If you, it looks like you're looking up court. If you throw that pass right there, that'll be a layup for Hunter. All right, like he's really wide open. But look, it's okay. Sometimes that play is gone, right? Man, I saw it too late. I don't want to try to make it now. Let's just live the fight another day. But here, nobody's open. You've already picked up your dribble to throw to who? For what? Right? So he's right there. And what I'd rather you do is keep your dribble alive, get us in a domino, say, Ryan, get out here. Whoever go middle, and then we play, right? But this is just a bad turnover with zero ball pressure on you. So you throw it, he runs through it, easy layup. All right. So y'all just can't give those up. All right. So all in all, it's week one, unbothered by some of the stuff. I want y'all to take this video. I want you to learn from it. I want you to be able to adapt, right? And then just make better plays. That's really all I want, and I want us to grow from it. So on Thursday, we're going to spend a lot of time on defense, how to position ourselves, and how to make passes. And I need everybody to come in locked in, ready to get better. All right, later.